All right, now, whenever somebody asks me how I'm doing, I always say I'm blessed. And most people assume that's because I'm a Christian, but it's not. It's actually because I'm honest and because I almost got kicked out of college one time. I'll explain. In college, I was this super happy-go-lucky guy. I was always dancing and singing and just loving to be around people and stuff. But one semester, things were really kicking our butts in the department. And at the same time, I got this degenerative muscle condition. Like my body made too much lactic acid and my muscles couldn't keep up. So walking up a flight of stairs was like walking a mile. And what's worse was I was there on a cello scholarship and the doctor said I couldn't hold my arms up to play. So I had to stop playing the instrument that I went to college for. And I was really struggling. And when someone asked me how I was doing, I wasn't like most of y'all. I was honest. And it was not pretty. But one day I go to this music theory class, right? And I get the high score in the class. I'm super excited. I'd never done that. I hadn't been at the top of like the grades, like academically. And then I walked down the stairs to the music lounge and I was exhausted because that hurt. And someone came in and they asked me, they said, "Yo, Braille, how are you doing?" And I wanted to be honest, but it wasn't a bad day, but it sure enough wasn't a good day. But I remember what my uncle had taught me. He said that being blessed is a supernatural permission to proceed, which means that even if everything in the world is against you, you have permission from the universe itself to go forward. And I was like, that's what it felt like for me. I'm blessed. And they said, yeah, I feel that. We talked for a second and then I walked out really slowly because I was still sick. But on my way out, I could hear someone behind me come in and they said, "Man, it's been a rough test. That was crazy. How are you doing?" And they're like, "I'm blessed." And that third person said, I'm blessed too. That's when it hit me. I was a lot more powerful than I thought. When my joy came back to everyone around me. See, the world only gives us two options. It says you can either be gritty and real and miserable because life is hard, or you can ignore all the hardness of life and you can be fake. But I think there's a third way, and it's rooted in this principle of eternal perspective. That's not waiting for someone on a cloud to come back and change everything. Now, I am a Christian. I believe that Jesus would make everything right someday, but that's not what this is about. That's not where my hope is. An eternal perspective means I'm not a prisoner to right now. So I can live in response to the world that I'm building, not the world that I see. My name is Braille Watson, and I make music that is the soundtrack to living out this third way. If you want to hear more